Is it time?
It's time.
Oh, yeah.
It's 6 o'clock. I have to call.
Will you stand and we'll give the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. I'm pitch hitting for Mr. White, who is not here with us tonight, and so bear with me if I make a few mistakes. First item on the agenda is the adjustment to the agenda.
Yep, there are no adjustments to the agenda this month.
The next item is the public comments regarding agenda items. Have any comments on the agenda tonight from anyone, please? Okay. Next one is recognition of students.
Yep, Mr. Roberts.
Well, good evening. I have Miss Alessa Gibson here, who is a kindergartner for one more day, so almost a first grader. And she has been such a pleasure to have at Ridpath this year, and she is our student of the month. So I will read a message from Mrs. Bonnarant, her kindergarten teacher. Alessa has worked so hard this school year. She has made tremendous growth academically and socially. She is such a great friend to her peers and is always willing to help cheer a student up when they are feeling down. We are so proud of Alessa and all of her growth this school year, and we know she will do great things in first grade. So congratulations to Alessa.
I'd like to introduce you to Lily Colling. Lily is a kindergartner, also for one more day in Mrs. Stockton's class. And Mrs. Stockton's nominated Lily as Student of the Month for April, writing, I am nominating Lily for Student of the Month for April because she is an excellent role model for her peers. Lily gives her best all the time. She's an incredibly hard worker and is a great friend to others. Lily is always willing to help when they need it. Lily also helps others without being asked. If anyone needs a friend, Lily is always there. Lily Colling is a Deer Meadow star. Lily Colling, our Deer Meadow
So hello. So I am recognizing Kinley Coons as the Deer Meadow, my brain, it's almost the last day, as the TZ Student of the Month. Kinley is a fifth grader for one more day in Mrs. Mitchell's class. So Mrs. Mitchell has written about Kinley. I nominated Kinley for many different reasons. Kinley has been an outstanding student since the beginning of the school year. I know I can always count on her to participate in class and to make thoughtful contributions to our classroom discussions. Kinley always keeps a very positive attitude and is an extremely hard worker. She is not afraid to make mistakes, but also does not hesitate to ask questions if there is something she doesn't understand. Kinley is also kind and respectful to her classmates and teachers. I am so glad to have had her as part of my class this year. Kinley Coons.
Hello. I have eighth grader Emily Hunsinger with me for one more day. She will go to Mr. Rogers.
Not two.
Not two, just one, right? We just need one more. Emily Hunsinger is our GMS Student of the Month. She was the recipient of our Rotary Club Award, which was presented today, and it's presented each year to one outstanding boy and girl in the 8th grade. It's an award based on character, scholarship, leadership, and service to the school. Students must be nominated by a teacher to be considered for this honor, and once nominated, the students must fill out forms to tell as much as they can about themselves and their involvement in school activities for the past 3 years. Emily has been a positive leader in her 8th grade class this entire school year, leading by example through her willingness to take on challenges and her kindness towards others. We are grateful for all that Emily has given to GMS, and we look forward to watching what she does in the future.
I'm going to go ahead and go, even though my student's not here. And if he shows up, then I'll read it again, if I can. Our character ed trait was positive attitude, and our student of the month was Brylan Tucker. He never complains, doesn't make excuses. He has a high threshold of frustration. Brylan is coachable and graciously accepts correction and instruction. And we'll get this to him tomorrow since we got one day left. That seems to be a theme, right?
Yeah, one day left.
Yeah, so I'd just like to offer my thanks and recognition of our students and staff for as we wrap up another successful school year at Greencastle Schools, and with tomorrow being the final day of the school year, I think it's been another good one, and I'd just like to give my thanks to students and staff.
Next item is the approval of consent agenda for meetings and minutes. Do I need to read those?
Yeah,
Okay.
read those up. Yep.
Board work session minutes on April 17th, regular meeting minutes April the 24th, executive session meeting May the 10th, allowance of claims, allowance of their financial report and personnel report, parts 1 and 2.
Yep, Mrs. Rummer, you care to share the financial, the allowance of the claims and the financials?
We sure can do that, yes. First in your finance packet, you're going to have the first payroll for April 2023 dated April 14th. Total payroll $421,842.72. And along with that payroll came the with taxes and retirement. Total taxes retirement for the April 14th payroll $120,918.57. We had a couple of mini payrolls after the April 14th payroll. We had some subs that were not put in ASAP, so we went ahead and did some mini payrolls for those folks to get them paid. So the first mini payroll was dated 4/17/2023. Total payroll $688.80. There would just been FICA and federal taxes on that, $105.40. And then the second mini payroll that we did again was for another sub. Total payroll $880, and we had no retirement on that one. That would just be FICA and federal, $156.69. And then our second regular payroll for April 2023 was dated 4/28. Total payroll $458,911.74. Retirement FICA federal total on that payroll would have been $130,616.91. Were there any questions about any of the payrolls this time? Nope. All right. Well, we'll just move on to some prepays that we did for the month of April. There's really nothing unusual here that I recall. Did anyone have any questions about any of the prepays? Okay. Total prepays for April 2023. $353,634.90. And then next in your package, you're going to see the claims that are dated today, May 22nd, 2023. Total on these would be $190,052.03. Did anyone have any questions about anything on the claims this month? No? Okay. If we're ready, we'll just go ahead and move on to the fund report. Your fund report as of the end of April 30th, 2023, education fund balance $3,134,868.64. and operations fund. Total balance is, if I can get my bifocal to line up here properly, here we go, 534.66.50. Wow. It's just all part of it, people. If you want to go to the last page, page 6, total for all funds is $6,918,178.08. Next in your package, you're going to see the bank to fund balance, and you'll see that the grand total for all funds and the grand total for all banks, those balances match. That's exactly where we want to be. Did anyone have any questions about that?
The only question I have, and
Sure.
I'm assuming it's a matter of timing,
Mm-hmm.
is the 7923 fund, ESSER 3 CARES.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty big negative number.
Sure, yeah. We actually had just last month, and I do reimbursements every single month on all of the grants, but we had a substantial amount of money that was going out the door paid out of the ESSER grant for furniture at the middle school. So that's why that's pretty substantial, and that reimbursement has already come back to us. So you'll see where we'll be revenued in, and that balance will not be nearly as high in the negative next time.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, so next in your packet, you're going to see the fund transfer report. Once again, you're going to see the transfers that I've made from one bank to another. So it makes it look like those bank transfers are way higher than they really are. You've got the school lunch transfer from 8,400 to 8,800, and then of course the education to ops. And then on those mini payrolls, the payroll person referenced the wrong bank, so I had to do a transfer from one bank to the other. So your total fund transfer for transfers for April was $763.25.40. And then I believe lastly we have the report on the bond issues. Bond 2021 total expenditures through March 2023 was $18,784,320.40. And we've got some expenditures that we had during the month of April. So our total expenditures out of bond 2021 is $18,806,690.28. And then bond 2022 total expenditures through the end of March 2023 is $1,070,837.09. Our April expenditures bring our total expenditures through the end of April 2023 up to $1,731,328.09. And pending any questions, I'd like to submit for approval.
Okay,
I'll make a motion that we accept the consent agenda.
second? Have a second? It's been second, and all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. Really quickly, if we could, since we just approved her this evening, we have our new middle school principal, Mrs. Selena Clements. She's currently principal of Mill Creek West Elementary in the Mill Creek School Corporation, and we are really excited to have her take over the middle school and continue to push the middle school and build on the great work that has taken place and to join our team. So I don't know if you wanted to say anything. Or...
Microphones are not my thing. So I just want to say thank you. I'm really excited to join. I was able to walk over and smell the new in the building as we were coming in. And so that's really exciting as well. And then carrying on what Becky had already started. And then work with everyone else. And I see a familiar face in person as well. So I'm excited as a team too. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm excited to continue the excellence that you guys are expecting and building our students for high school. So thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, and welcome aboard. Certainly glad to have you. Next item is the Assistant Superintendent's report.
Hello. So I am very excited that I don't have to balance both positions for very much longer.
One more day.
One more, yes, one more day. So just some things that I've been working on. We have now received 3 pallets of materials for our new reading curriculum. So we'll be going through that and checking to make sure we have everything and then dispersing to the teachers. I know they're anxious to get that in their hands so they can start preparing for next school year. In addition to our K-5 reading training on Thursday, our math 6th through 9th grade teachers will be getting training on their new curriculum so that they have time over the summer to go through that and be prepared in August when the kids get here. Last week I attended a workshop with our 6th grade social studies teacher. Indiana has decided that for 6th grade second semester should all be civics. So they've added 23 new standards to 6th grade social studies. So we had to remap the other 40 some odd standards into first semester and map out what civics looks like second semester. So that was a process he and I went through, and it was great. We were able to get that all finished. And upcoming, I and 5 teachers from middle school and high school will be attending the Fab Lab training in Chattanooga, June 7th through the 9th. So I'll be learning all about Fab Lab and what we need to do to make that into the vision that we see it. So that's what I've been working on.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Next is the superintendent's report.
Yep. So just a few brief things. Obviously, I think it's been said a couple of times. We have one more student day. I think the students are eager and excited. Obviously, we've had a lot of fun things taking place to finish out the year at each of our buildings. Graduation will take place this Friday at 7 p.m. Everyone's welcome to attend. We'll fully utilize all those parking spots and navigate the construction for just this graduation and be back to normal for next year's graduation. Obviously, things are continuing to move along with the building project. If you drive past the school, you can notice the shape of the building starting to take. The shape of the building started to take shape essentially. So they're moving right along. At the high school, we're close to actually taking back half of the upstairs, which coincides with giving up the other half over the summer, so they can really push to work through and get as many of those rooms as close to completion as possible for the start of next school year. Shortly into the school year, we'll be able to take back our cafeteria and our new kitchen. While they continue to make progress on some of those other spaces. The brand new science labs, we expect to have those fully complete by the start of next school year as well, at both the high school and the middle school. So middle school construction should be completed before the end of the summer. We'll start to see the gate arms being installed for the high school transfer lot. We're moving away from the bungee cable systems to the little more secure gate arms just for safety. And then obviously there's just miscellaneous site work that will take place throughout the district and just general maintenance and repairs. But overall, things are moving really well, and we're really excited about that. Obviously, we're still kind of trying to break down what took place during this past legislative session. So obviously we know some new laws have been enacted, but now we know the DOE and the lawyers are really trying to break those apart to see the impacts for schools. We have things such as the book lists that will have to be posted and made public for parents to review. We're kind of waiting on some guidance with that. Our staff has started to prepare what those books are that we have in the classroom, so that way they can be reviewed and seen by parents. But we're still kind of waiting on all the exact specifics with that. To go along with that, the big one is the change in textbook rental or curriculum material fees and charges. The governor obviously passed legislation to partially fund that to where schools will no longer charge families fees for to access the curriculum. Again, we're still kind of operating in the rears where we're waiting on some additional guidance from the Department of Education to see what exactly that entails, but there'll be some changes moving into next school year, which families will notice when they go to register kids. So we'll share additional information as we receive it. And then just working on potentially looking at a potential change to the 23-24 school calendar with the eclipse, just talking to some other schools and superintendents to to see what they're doing. Not doing anything this month, but potentially or possibly bringing the calendar back and asking for a change potentially this summer. But those are just a few items that I wanted to share about.
Thank you. Next item is old business. And there is none. So we move to item 8. New business approval request for 2023-24 building handbooks.
Yep. So we had a first reading of each of the building handbooks last month. Those were provided to you last month. They're in your packet again this month, and now we are seeking approval of those updated student handbooks so that we can get them off to the printers in time for publication.
Okay, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Aye.
There you got a second?
Yeah, there's one correction on the high school, Greencastle High School one. It has Russell Harvey's name on there as being a school board member. We just need to correct that to reflect Megan.
Sure.
But with that change, I would make a motion to accept.
Motion made in second. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item B, approval request for 2023-24 school psychologist intern.
Yep. So Mrs. Sullivan, I believe we actually had an intern this year as well, and so essentially we, through her relationship with Indiana State, we had the opportunity to have another intern work with us, and we are essentially seeking approval for that to take place.
Do you have a motion, please?
I will move.
I'll
Second. This movement second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The more help we can get, the better.
Item D, approval requests for permanent addition of the baseball and softball to
Nope,
Greencastle.
actually, C,
I'm sorry.
the
C,
staff handbooks.
I'm sorry. Approval request for 2023-24 staff handbook.
Yep. So just again, as is customary year to year, we've had a first reading, and now this is the second reading on our staff handbooks. There were no major changes or updates to those, and essentially we are seeking approval of them at this time.
Thank you. Now we're ready for, no, we need approval of that.
I make a motion we approve.
Second,
I'll second.
then moving second. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now we're ready for
Yep.
item
D.
D.
Yes, sir.
Approval request for permanent addition of baseball and softball to Greencastle Middle School sports.
Yep. So as you might remember, prior to the start of this school year, we, Mr. Rector and some coaches really explored adding middle school baseball and softball. While it was always our goal for them to become permanent sports of Greencastle Middle School, we kind of wanted to do it on a trial basis, just making sure that the athletic fund could sustain those programs and it not cause any harm to any of our other programs. And overall, things went really well this spring, and the partnership with the city and allowing us to use some of their facilities, their diamonds. We are now ready to make them permanent, and so that's why we bring it before the board this month.
And Jeff, is that going to be something where we are going to use the diamonds at the high school then for that, or are we going to continue to use with the city? How's it
We're
going
going to continue to use the parks, the ones in the parks.
Okay, and they're on board with all that, no problems?
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, I need a motion.
Sounds like a great addition. I make a
Second.
motion.
It's moved in second. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item E, approval request for active IT service proposal.
Yep. So we've had the arrival of some new updated computers, and so as such, it's time to surplus and recycle some of our older devices. And Corey worked really hard to find to find a buyer for those devices, and essentially we can get $26.50 a piece for them for a total amount of $2,385.
First, Corey, thank you for working so hard on that. Now, if we could just buy them for that, that'd be great.
$26. Wow.
Yeah,
Man, you gotta forget to
they don't hold their value after 4 or 5 years.
Thanks, Corey.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
So move.
Second. It's been moved and second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. The next item is approval requests for donations. And the first one is Lonnie Lowhorn, deceased, to Greencastle High School Athletics in the amount of $5,000. Mr. Gibbon.
Yep, we'll actually take these all together if
Can
that's
we?
okay.
Okay.
If you care to
All
read
right.
the others.
And this next one is Walmart to Greencastle High School Track and Field in the amount of $2,000. Third one is Dalton Charitable Trust to GHS students pursuing a career in trades, nursing, or cardiologist in the amount of $1,000. Greencastle Middle School PTO to 8th grade holiday world field trip in amount of $1,300. Now I need a motion to approve those donations.
Second.
It's been moved and second. Any questions? Nope. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you to everyone who donated.
Number 9, other business. Anyone have any other business?
I'm sure Mr. Rogers and his group and Jeff are working very hard to make sure that people are going to be able to get into McAnally and get up to the top stairs. How's that going?
Yeah, it's going. We have it set up kind of like we did for Awards Day, so it'll be similar. We won't have access to all of McAnally, but we'll have some lower level restrooms available for those that need it, and then of course the ones in the lobby in between Parker and McAnally. Outside of that, it'll be very similar to normal, with just some minor adjustments due to construction.
Well, just one more year.
Yep.
One more year. And Jeff, I'm not sure if it was brought to me or not, if I missed it. How many more days of school do we have? I did listen to it. Thanks to all the staff for another great year. I've been in and out of the schools all year, and it's been a great year with construction and everything going on. So it's been everybody's held their own. They've kept their tempers down, which could easily get out of control with all the construction and whatnot going on, and just the corruption of their days. So congratulations to everyone, and my kudos to everyone who's held it together for the year. Thank you very much.
I also would like to thank those that have been involved, especially in the construction thing. We are walking around different things throughout the days and so forth, but the rewarding part down the road is it's going to be great. So you guys, thank you so much, all of you that has been involved in education this year in Greencastle. Thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is the adjournment.
I'll make a motion with a nicely run meeting, Mr. Dale. To adjourn.
And I'll second that with a congratulations to Dale for a finely ran meeting.
Well, thank you very much, my fellow people. Like I said, it's been several years since I sat in this seat, for sure. But thank you again. Need a adjournment that's been moved and second. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank all of you very much again.